Hey guys, this is Mark Walton for Ars Technica. This is Carl Orland. And now that Microsoft has unveiled Project Scorpio, we were wondering, what does Sony have to do in order to regain its lead? What do you think, Carl?
Yeah, it was kind of surprising. They didn't talk about hardware at all during their press conference. They announced a little bit before the press conference, talking about the PlayStation 4.5, PlayStation 4K. I guess they're calling it Neo. I feel like Microsoft was kind of in a position where they needed to do this. The Xbox kind of has the reputation, and it's earned, that it's less powerful than the PlayStation 4.
It is,
The same game's just going to look worse. Scorpio, they're trying to totally leapfrog that, go to true 4K gaming. I don't know if Sony's going to be able to match that with Neo.
Yeah, right. I mean, the leaked specs so far highlight that, it is technically capable of 4K.
Technically.
But certainly Microsoft went in and just 6 teraflops is a huge number for a console. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we're talking. If you're a PC gamer, you're talking like an RX 380, 380X. Well, that's an R9 380X even. Or the upcoming RX 480 is a very similar power envelope. But Sony, they didn't bother with that stuff. What they did bother with was video games.
Yes.
Lots and lots of video games. So what did they kick off with this evening?
They kicked off with a lot of stuff, but the Hideo Kojima moment coming out, that was the moment of the show. For me, him walking out with a light-up stage going right up.
It was
like rolling
badass.
up the golden red carpet of light. And then the game he showed was just the most trippy thing I've ever seen. Blackened fish on a beach, and Norman Reedus with dripping black oil handprints.
A baby.
The baby. What was the baby?
It was like a Matrix baby.
And then there were 5 guys sitting in the sky. I'm like describing a dream I had. If I had this, you would say, that dream makes no sense. And it's going to be a video game.
Yeah. And if you're going to have your nerd graphics hat on, that was all in real time. Halfway through, I actually forgot it was in real time. They say it's in real time.
I mean, the game's not going to look like that. When it's interactive, even if it's in engine,
they cut stuff, right? Yeah. But even so, it goes to show that you can do some wonderful things.
That's the thing.
With the PlayStation.
Does the PlayStation 4 Neo really have to do that much more? If they can get that out of the regular PlayStation 4, as they're saying they can, and there's a little bit of press conference magic.
Yeah.
But if that's what the PS4 is capable of, are people really even going to need the Neo to compete with this 6 teraflop Scorpio that Microsoft is making?
Absolutely.
Maybe not.
No, I mean, I agree. I remember the first game was God of War. The reaction in here was absolutely insane.
Child of War.
Oh my god. Yeah, Child of War. I mean, we saw a whole new side to Kratos. He has emotion, actual feelings.
Old bearded Kratos. OBK.
But that also looked amazing.
It looked like a new generation of game. We constantly get this with generations. When the first launch games come out, they look okay. Then the next year, they're like, okay, this is full power. This is what the system can do. And then you get another year or 2 out, and you're like, no, there's another stair step. People are used to the system now. They know how to get the most power out of it. Do you think in 2 more years we're going to see even better out of this core PlayStation 4 hardware, or are we going to need the leap to Neo to really get more?
That's an interesting question, because I think, developers, they're still working on this stuff right now, and I do think there is some way to go with this stuff, right? I think, on the PC side, it's very similar. It's obviously the same architecture, it's x86 architecture, very similar. That doesn't necessarily mean that, it's easier to program for these things, Everyone thought that it would be easier to port, and it has taken developers a while. And the interesting thing about Scorpio with the Xbox is that developers, they'll have way more power on tap. They're going to have to learn how to use it again. And I think, that may be a barrier for them.
Yeah, but the real interesting thing on the Xbox side is they're saying total compatibility between both systems. And PlayStation, they're hinting that it's going the same way. This is kind of the end of the console, in a way. The console is now a family, just like Windows is a family. Just like I can play a Windows game from 20 years ago on my new system, they seem to be going, if there's a PlayStation in 10 years, it will be able to play PlayStation 4 games. That seems to be the commitment they're making. Xbox the same way.
What's the verdict then? Do you think Sony is in trouble now? Do you think they're going to have to worry about this, or that they're good, right?
Don't have to worry yet. They got a year and a half to go. They got another E3 where they can show off their own hardware. They don't have to rush. They don't have anything to worry about in the near term. And with the games they showed now, I don't think people are going to be jumping ship saying, oh, I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 4 because there's a more powerful system in 18 months. They're going to be saying, no, I want to play God of War. I want to play Quantic Dream's new game. I want to play this Kojima Productions Dreamscape, whatever. I don't think Sony has anything to worry about right now.
All right, well, there you have it, guys. If you want to read more about the Microsoft console or the Sony stuff, including VR, don't forget to head over to arstechnica.com.